Hello everyone, I am Sanjay Gupta. I welcome you on Sanjay Gupta Tech School. This is day 10 of Cybersecurity Bootcamp and I have Sumit with me. So welcome Sumit on the channel. So Sumit will be explaining further topics today and maybe some hands-on. So over to you Sumit and let's start with the session.
Hello, welcome again on the Cybersecurity Bootcamp Day 10. My name is Sumit Jain and I'm delivering you to the basics of cybersecurity, how these things works, how you can build a career in cybersecurity. So if you want to know about me, my name is Sumit Jain and I'm an ethical hacker and cybersecurity expert currently working as a Snake Red Team and Pentabug Red Team. I'm working also in Gtone Networks as a position of senior security specialist. I have 10 plus years experience in this field. Previously, I'm working as a guest instructor at Central Detective Training School. And right now, I'm helping students, freshers, and professionals to build their career in cybersecurity domains and various domains related to cybersecurity. So, if you want to follow or want to know more about the cybersecurity or related fields, you need to follow the Cybersecurity Zone YouTube channel, where I am creating and delivering some of more contents related to web application security and network security as well. You can follow Sanjay Gupta Tech School, where I'm conducting this cybersecurity bootcamp. Please share a review or feedback about how we are able to deliver some of the things. You can connect me to these blog platforms as well. I'm available on LinkedIn and Twitter or Telegram. The important links is also available in video description. So go check that out and raise a hand and ping me if you want to follow. So today we learn about how to operate Linux OS. So basically, when we do things on cybersecurity, we need a different OS. Right now, you are using Microsoft-based OS, which is called Windows. But for security purpose, because we need to install some security tools or we need to use some of the scripts written in Python or Go language, so we need a different operating system. And to do the task, we use Linux-based operating system. So, what is Linux? So, Linux is a community of open source operating systems that are based on Linux kernel. It was initially released by Linus Torvalds in 1991. It is free and open source operating system. You can modify the source code and distribute it to anyone commercially or non-commercially under the GNU public license. So Linux was basically created to for personal use for personal computers, but now we are using Linux on servers, mainframe computers, supercomputers, and Linux is also used in the some of the routers, automation controls, televisions, digital video recorders, video games, console, smartwatches, and the other things as well. The biggest success of Linux is when Linux is launched with the Android. So Android is also a operating system which is based on Linux. So it is based on the Linux kernel that are running on smartphones and tablets. So due to the Android Linux, these Linux distribution system will cover all over the world. And right now we are using we have different Linux distribution, like Red Hat launched RHEL, Kali launched Kali Linux, and for the Parrot launched Parrot OS, Backbox OS, Arch Linux. So we have different Linux distributions for our purposes. Around 600 plus Linux distributions are available in the market. So some of the most popular Linux distributions are Red Hat, uh, RHEL by Red Hat, Kali Linux by Kali, Parrot by Parrot, and Backbox, Fedora, Arch Linux, OpenSUSE, Ubuntu, CentOS. These are the main Linux-based operating system because Linux is free and open source, so anyone can modify it and distribute it. So we need to install a operating system which is based on Linux. So for the security purpose, we are using Kali Linux operating system. And to do that, if you want to install in your onto your Windows based operating system, you need a software. Basically, we are doing virtualization from your computer. So we need a virtualization software. The software name is VMware Workstation. So what this software will do, this will create a virtual machine on your computer. So see, you are using a Windows based operating system. Let's suppose you are using Windows 11. This is deployed on your hardware, and you want to deploy another operating system onto your window. So we use this VMware. So this VMware, what this do? This is your operating system. So we install a VMware onto your machine. VMware is a software, and then we can install other operating systems in the VMware workstation. We have more than 10 other virtual machine softwares like Oracle launched VirtualBox, UTM launched UTM for Apple based products, and we have VMware Fusion, we have VMware Horizon clients, we have Hypervisor for Microsoft. So we have different virtualization softwares, but right now we are using VMware. So you need to install VMware, and as you can see, you need to search on Google VMware Workstation Pro. So you need to navigate to this website and download the virtualization software. Here you can find the VMware Workstation 17 Pro for Windows. And if you are using a Linux distribution, if you are using already a Linux distribution, you can download the workstation for the Linux distribution as well. So you need to download it and then install it. After the installation, we need our ISO image for our Linux distribution. For this, I'm going to the website of Kali official website. This is the Kali official website. Kali is a company name, and it launched a Linux-based operating system named Kali Linux. So what is Kali Linux? Kali Linux is a open source Linux distribution towards various information security tasks such as penetration testing, security research, computer forensics, and reverse engineering. So using this operating system, we can do all the tasks related to cyber security, computer forensics. So it have already various tools in their operating system. So we don't need to install further, but we need to install the operating system in our VMware. So you need to go to the download and then choose your installer image. So if you are using VMware, here is some VMware image you can find. This is the VMware image. You need to download it. If you are using VirtualBox, then you need to download this. And if you are Camu, you need to download this. So also VMware also have some small distribution for weekly updates. So you can download these also. But right now you can download this. After your download is complete, you need to import this file in the VMware Workstation. So you need to open it on VMware Workstation and then click on open. So let me show you how this works. So this is my virtualization software. I'm using Apple-based product, so I'm using UTM. But if you are using Microsoft Windows or any other hardware, like if you are using HP laptops or a Dell laptop, you need to install VMware. Here you can find a upload section, and you can click on virtualize. In your VMware workstation, you have find 3 options. One is create a virtual machine, and the second one is open a virtual machine. Click on open virtual machine, and then select the Kali Linux image you downloaded. So you need to select the image you downloaded for Kali Linux distribution and then click OK. Then after the OK, you need to start this virtual machine, after the starting process is complete, you need to put an ID and password. So you can see here is the ID and password. This type of thing will appear in your dashboard. You need to type an ID password. So what is the ID of or password of Kali Linux distribution? The ID name is Kali and the password is also Kali. So you need to put on Kali and then login. So this is our Linux distribution where we can do our task, we can run our scripts, we can use some of the tools related to Kali, related to security. So you can see here are multiple tools for multiple purposes like information gathering. We have different tools for DNS analysis, for live host identification, for network and port scanners, OSINT analysis, root analysis, SMB, SMTP, SNMP. These are all the ports. And we have some more tools like Nmap, Recon-ng, and Spiderfoot. If you go this vulnerability analysis, we have some fuzzing tools. We have Nikto, we have Nmap, and web application analysis. We have SQL Map, WP Scan, and Skipface Comics. Database, for database purpose, we have SQL Map, SQL Ninja. For password based attacks, we have some of the tools like Crunch, Hashcat, John the Ripper, Medusa, Ncrack, OPHCrack, and also WordList. For the Wi-Fi level security, we have AirCrack, NG, Fon Wi-Fi Cracker, Kismet, Pixie, WPS, Reaver, Wi-Fi. So these are the tools that will crack your Wi-Fi. So when we are going to launch Wi-Fi attacks, we need to use these tools. And for reverse engineering purposes, we have Clang, NASM Shell. For exploitation tool, we have SQL Map, Sursploit, SEM Toolkit, MSF Payload Creator, MSF Framework, Crack Map Execute. For sniffing and spoofing purposes, we have MITM Proxy, Responder, Wireshark. So Wireshark will capture all the packets that will float in your traffic. For post-exploitation purpose, we have Weebly, PowerShell, Mimikatz, Evil, WinRM. For forensics, if you want to read forensics, we have some of the tools like Autopsy, Binwak, Bulk Extractor, Hashdeep. For reporting tools, we have some Faraday Start, Record My Desktop, and we have SE, Social Engineering Toolkit as well. And we have some other tools and scripts in our Kali Linux for the security purpose or penetration testing. But we need to understand how Linux system will operate. So you need to learn some of the few commands, some of the basic command that you need to operate this type of distribution, this type of operating system. So in Linux operating system, all the commands run on a black box called terminal. So here is the terminal, and you can run all the commands here. The command you give in your Windows based operating system, you have CMD for that purpose, but in Linux distribution system, we have terminal where we will execute all the commands related to the task we want to do. So first command we have is pwd. So what this command will do? This command will show now pwd means present working directory. So after the enter, you see this is my present working directory. This is the path where I am currently working and executing my commands. So pwd is used to display the location of current working directory. For the current working directory, you need to type pwd. These all the basic commands for Linux kernel. So if you are using some of the others Linux distribution like Parrot, Backbox, Ubuntu, and RHEL, the commands will be the same. So these commands are running on the Linux kernel. So all the Linux distribution, these commands will do the same task as this command will do in our Kali Linux. So you need to learn and memorize these commands. So because these are some of the basic commands you need to operate some of the operating system that is based on Linux. So PWD will display all the current directory you are working. Now, if you want to list all the files in our current directory, like in Windows operating system, you have folders, and in folder you have some files, like some of text files, some of document files, PDF files. But in our Linux operating system, you have a directory, and if you want to list what the content in the directory, you need to execute the ls command. So ls means list, and this command is used to display a list of content in the directory. So what is my directory? What is my current directory right now? My current directory is /home/kali. This is my current directory path. So if I want to display all the content in this directory, I need to execute ls command. Ls means list, and after the enter, you can see these are all the files I have in my current directory. So if you want to clear the terminal, so you use clear. So clear is used for clear the terminal if you are using multiple commands in your terminal, and if your terminal is fill out, so you need to clear the terminal. So use clear command. Clear command will clear all the terminal commands you executed previously. Now, in Linux operating system, if you want to create a directory, so you need a command like mkdir. Mkdir means make directory. Mk is for make and dir is for directory. If you want to create a folder, basically a directory in our Linux operating system, you need to execute a command mkdir and then give the folder name, the folder or the directory name you want to create. Like right now, I'm creating a folder named, a directory named cyber. So when I click this and when I enter, a cyber named directory will be created. Let's check if this directory is created or not. So this directory will create on my current working directory. And what is my current working directory? My current working directory is home/kali. So I need to check if this folder or this directory will created or not. So I need to use the ls command, and in ls command you can see the cyber is created. The cyber is created. So a folder or a directory is created. Now, if I want to go and I want to read this directory or this folder, so you need to execute cd. Cd is for change directory. Change directory. If you want to change your directory, from current directory to another directory, you need to use cd. Cd is for change directory, and then type the directory name you want to go. Now here I am giving cyber. So as you can see, I am in the cyber directory. So cd basically will take you onto the another directory. So right now I am in the cyber directory, and now if you execute pwd present working directory, so it will show you this path. So now you are in the home/kali/cyber, right? So cd is for change directory. Now, if I want to list the content in the cyber directory, because this directory is empty, so if I execute ls command, nothing will be displayed because there is no content in the cyber directory. Now, if you want to come back to the previous directory, you need to execute change directory cd and then /. // will take you back from one directory. So this means you want to go back from one directory, and then when you execute, you see I am coming back onto our previous directory. Now you will execute pwd. So here is the home/kali. So cd // will help you to go back or to switch directories. If you want to go back, if you want to, like, if I create multiple directories, like in cyber, right now I am in the cyber directory, and here I am creating another directory like cyber 1, and then you can see here is one more directory will be created. So I need to go to this directory cyber 1. So you can see the path will change, and now if I do ls, there will be no content to display. So if I want to, I execute this cd dot dot slash, there is only one directory back. So I need to use cd dot dot slash one more time to go back to our main directory. So dot dot slash means you want to go one directory back. Let's move again to our directory. This is my cyber directory, and then I want to go cyber 1. You can use the cd command for completely this command will take you back all from the previous directory, not one directory back, all the directories back. So if I execute this, you directly forwarded to your main directory. So you can use the cd command as well, and this command will take you back to your main directory. Now, if you want to remove a directory, like here, you want to remove this directory, you need to execute a command which is called rmdir. Rm means remove and dir means directory. So if you want to remove cyber 1, you need to execute rmdir and then give the directory name. So here my directory name is cyber 1, and then when you enter, this directory will be removed. If I execute ls, as you can see, there is no directory present in our current directory. This cyber 1 directory will be deleted. So rmdir command will used to delete the content, delete the directory. If you have a directory, if you want to delete a directory, you use rmdir. Now, if you want to create a blank file, you need touch. Touch command is used to create empty files, and if you want to create an empty file, give the file name like demo.txt. There is no content in this file, and if you execute this, a demo.txt file will be created. Let's see this file is created or not. ls. If you do ls, you can see demo.txt is created. Now, if you want to read the content inside a file, you need to execute a command called cat. For cat, using the cat command, you can read the content of a file. So if I giving here demo.txt, you can see there is nothing to display because this empty file will be created. So touch command will use to create an empty file, and cat command is used to display the content of a file. So if I want to show you, using cat, I'm opening some of other files. Like you see, this is a text file, and I have some data related to Twitter. So there is the data. Here is all the data which have in this file, Twitter url.txt. So cat is used to display the content in a file, and if you want to put some data inside a file, cat is also used to create a file, display the content a file. So using cat, we can use this and then give the file name like demo.txt and then put the data. This is demo file. So this data will be saved in our demo.txt. For saving purpose, you need to press Ctrl+D. Press Ctrl+D to save the file, and to display the file, we can use cat command. So Ctrl+D, and then you will see your file will be saved. And then use cat command to open this file. So you can see this content will be displayed. So cat is also used to create a file, to display a file. If you want to create a file and want to put some of the data in our text file or any other extension based format, you need to use this special character and then give the file name, put your data inside a file and then press Ctrl plus D. This will save your content into your given file name. And if you want to display the content, you need to use cat demo.txt and then your file content will be displayed. Now, if you want to remove a file, not a directory, a file. So if I want to remove a directory, I use rmdir. But if you want to remove a file, a text-based file or any extension-based files like some of the content. So if I want to remove this demo file, I need to use rm and then the file name. So rm is for remove. And you can see this demo file will be deleted. So there is no demo file to display and you see there is no such file and directory. So this demo file will be deleted. So rm is used to delete the file. Now, if you want to copy some of the file and want to change the directory and change some of the data to another directory, like let's go back to this. Here is my directory. I need to create one file. So we use cat and then demo.txt and put some data, test data. So this data will be created. Use this with cat demo.txt and you see the content will be created. Now, if you want to copy this file into your main directory or any other directory, you need to use cp command. Cp is for copy and then give the file name you want to copy. So I want to copy this demo.txt and give the file path where you want to copy the file. So I'm giving /home/kali and then click enter. Your file will be copied. Now go back to your directory and check if the file is here or not. So you can see the file is also present in our present working directory /home/kali. This is also called our home directory as well. Now, if you want to not copy but want to move your file, then you can use this command move. So I want to move this file to directory. So give this file name and then the path where you want to move your file. So I'm giving /home/kali and then /cyber. So there is no file. So let's see. This file will move to our directory. Let's check if the file is present or not. So I'm going to the cd cyber. My directory is changed. Then can ls and our file is here. So file is also moved with the help of mb command. Now, if you want to display your content of the file, you can also use the head command. Head command is used to display the content of the file, but first 10 lines. If you have a file that have lengthy data in it, but you want to display first 10 lines of a file, you can use head command. If I give here a file name, you can see there is no lengthy data, but you can see our data. Let's move to your main directory and open the Twitter file. These have multiple lines, so it will display only 10 lines. First 10 lines will be displayed with the use of head command. So head command is used to display the content of the file. It display only first 10 lines of a file. Now the tail command is similar to head command, The difference between the both command is that the head command will display only first 10 lines, but the tail command will display the last 10 lines. So if I open the same file, you see these are all the last 10 lines in our file. So head and tail command is used to display last and first lines of a file. Now, see, if this is our user, but if you want to give all the files to super user privileges, you need to use sudo and then su command provide administrative access to your terminal, and then you will go to the root, click enter, it will ask your password is Kali, and then enter. Now see, you are in the root directory. So root have all the administrative rights. So if you want to modify some files, or you want to use, or if you want to install some of the tools which required root privileges, so you need to type sudo su and then sudo su and give your password, and you will go to the root user. If you want to if you want to come back to the our Kali user, you need to type exit, and then you will this command will take you to your Kali user, to your user. So if you want to switch from root to user, you need to put exit, and if you want to switch from user to your root user, you need to put sudo su. So there is one more command, like I want to open this file, but this is my file name and I want to search something in this file. So we use grep. So grep command will capture, or will cut, or will search the content in you are giving in via grep. So let's give some word like post. So if post is available in this text file, it will be displayed, and you can see the post is available in all the links I have in this file. So it will be highlighted. So using grep, you can grab some of words, some files, some extension, some of the alphabets you give using grep. So grep will search the grep will search the word in your content and display the result. So these are some common commands we use in our Linux operating system, and after you need to practice on these commands, because these commands are necessary to learn or remember and to operate all the Linux distribution. Moving further, if you want to update your Linux distribution, you need to use the command apt-get and then update. This will update your Linux distribution. Click on enter and you see permission denied, because the update command will require root privileges. So we need to give them root privileges, and then next we need to execute this command. So giving the root privileges, you need to type sudo su, and then here you can see I am in the root user. Now if you type apt-get update, the updation will be started and your Linux distribution will be updated in few minutes. So these commands are known as update command. Let's go back to our Kali user and clear the terminal. Now, if you want to see the IP address of your terminal, you need to put if config. This command will display the IP address of your machine. So here you can see this is the IP address I have for my Linux distribution. So this command will display the private IP of your operating system if config. Now you need to install some scripts and some of the tools related to cybersecurity. So we need to use Python and Go languages. So Python is already pre-installed in our Kali, but you need to install Go. For installing the Go, you need to use this command sudo apt install and then golang-go. This will install the Go language in your Linux distribution. After the installation, you are able to use the scripts or softwares or tools that is required Go language and are created using Go. So some of the tools we are using in our next sessions. So we need to install Go language. So I already installed. So you can check with the help of Go version. You see, Go is installed and the version is displayed. Let's see the command again. Sudo apt install and then golang -go. But for installing this command or to install Go, first you need to update your Linux distribution. So before using this command, you need to use sudo apt -get and then update. After the updation, you are able to install Go language in your Linux distribution. If you have some questions or queries regarding these commands, you can ask me in the chat section.
Yeah, I think Sumit, we don't have any questions, so we can proceed further.
Okay. Let's see. So basically, when you do updations on this, when you execute this command apt-get update. So right now you will get an error because there is some glitches in Kali Linux distribution. So I am here. I want to give you a solution. So you need to open using the a file called /etc/apt and /resources. This is the file. Let's first see the file etc/apt and then list. So this is, you need to change this file. You need to make some of the changes in this file. So let's open this file using Vim. So Vim is used to change or to write something in the file, or you want to if you want to edit the file. So Vim is an editor. Let's open this file, and here you can see in your file, you see the URL is http://http.kali.org. So you need to change this HTTP to HTTPS, and then after the changes, your updation command will work and your Go will install perfectly. But if you are not doing the changes, your Go will not install because we have some problem in our latest Kali distribution. So how to change this HTTP to HTTPS? You need to edit the file. So while editing the file, you need to press I. Let's see again. So you need to put this and then press ESC and execute this colon WQ and exclamation mark. Let's give this sudo permission. Now open the file. cd/etc/apt. Open the file, sources, and then edit the file using vim/sources. Press I. I is for insert. If you want to insert something inside of a file, you need to press I after using the vim, and then insert as. I already inserted as because you see this link in your file, so you need to change this to this. You need to put it. You need to forward it to HTTPS, and then press ESC of your computer, escape button on in your computer, and then put -WQ and exclamation mark for quit. So this command will quit the file, and your file will be updated. Let's check again if our file is updated or not. Here you can see this HTTP will transfer to HTTPS. Now your apt-get update command will work. So you need to make this slight changes in your this file etc/apt/sources.list. So guys, these are some of the basic commands in your Linux distribution. So you need to practice and you need to learn and remember all these basic commands. Now let's see how to install some of the basic softwares in our Linux distribution. So I want to install this script called Asset Finder. I want to install this script named Subfinder, and these are some of the scripts that will help to discover the subdomains of a domain. Subdomains of a domain. So for discovering the subdomains, you need to use these scripts, and to do that you need to install these scripts. So let's see how to install. Let's go back to our main terminal. Let's clear the terminal, and you need to type Asset Finder. Then hit enter. When you hit enter, your Asset Finder will be installed, because the Asset Finder library or package already have in Kali Linux. So Asset Finder tool or script will be installed automatically upon typing Asset Finder and then hit enter. Similarly, you can install the Subfinder as well by typing the Subfinder and then hit enter. Your Subfinder is also installed using this. So you need to install these two scripts in your terminal, in your Linux, so then we can find or discover all the subdomains of a domain. And tomorrow we also install some of the new tools to grab URLs or to search subdomains, how to scan ports, how to make files, how to run a scanner. So you need to install Go first, and then we can install all other tools tomorrow. So guys, you need to practice some of the basic command to perfectly running your hands on the Linux distribution. So I already told you all the basic commands. Rewatch the video and practice on these Linux distribution, so your hands will you remember all the commands for further classes.
Okay, so I think this is it for today's session, right?
Yes.
Okay, guys, so we'll be doing one more session tomorrow. And as Sumit told you, like he will be guiding you how to install some more softwares. So thank you for joining today's session and practice whatever Sumit demonstrated. And I think for cybersecurity, whatever right now we are understanding is more important along with the concepts that have done so far. So continue all the session if you are cybersecurity enthusiast. Okay, thank you Sumit for sharing your knowledge and giving your time to the audience. And those who have joined live, thank you. And those who are watching the recording, thank you so much for watching the sessions. See you tomorrow. Thank you, everyone.